evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are live on Home Run Derby Night. It is officially the All-Star break, July 14th, 2025. We are airing on Instagram, X, YouTube, and powered by StreamYard. Well, listen, this happens every year. We get to All-Star Week. Monday comes around. It's Home Run Derby time. It's Empire State of Baseball time. We got a 6-man, or I should say 5-man, 1 lady show for this very, very fine evening.
And it's not Sierra.
It's not. It is not Sierra. Gotta ask, how are the fathers doing today?
Sorry, Teddy is learning to laugh. So Teddy is having a grand old time here as he has joined us today for Home Run Derby Day.
Yeah.
Say hello to everybody, right, buddy? No, nothing.
Tonight's episode on YouTube, we can mark as 4 children as the audience filter.
See, there we go. So we're forced to clean it up today. So far, that's been the best take made out of the bottom left corner of the screen all season long. So shout out to Teddy right there. Tom, we have a debuting star on your right side. So hope all is well on that end there.
We're good. This is Vivian. She's mommy's out for the night on a well-deserved mommy night. So yeah, I know you're not happy about that. You're stuck with me now. Yeah, that's right. You have to listen to Joe's bad baseball takes, and it's so upsetting. That's how I feel every time Joe talks about anything. I'm gonna be on mute a lot.
do you think, Tom? Hey, listen. At the end of the day, Corey Favs, a lot more to life than just home run derby, baseball, and podcasts. And sometimes we gotta take care of what we gotta take care of at home first and foremost. So, but listen, Corey. Speaking of big life achievements, last night I was at a fun Sunday wedding, and shout out to the new Mr. and Mrs. Rubino out there. And the groomsmen came out and did an entrance to Narco, the Timmy Trumpet, Edwin Diaz theme. And you know what? It really made me think back. It was just only a month ago today where, well, some of the fellas did their own intro. Why don't we just take a look back from what happened back on June the 14th, this time last month? Let's take a look back here.
Another word. He's in the
and the windup.
I still can't believe the awful call. I mean, listen, Took has been doing some awful calls here all season long with Book with Took, but there was no more call awful than what happened last month at this time, Corey Favs.
Unbelievable. I mean, that was awesome. I love exactly what you guys did. Hard to believe a month ago already. I mean, it just goes to show how fast time flies. I mean, it seems like yesterday that Tom and Joe were gearing up for their little nuggets there to be born. Time flies, and the baseball season flies too. It feels like we were just doing the kickoff show to start the season, and now we're at the halfway point. It's absolutely absurd.
Well, it's usually this point where I go to Tom and I say, "Hey, Tom, do you want to talk about Roback? Tom, do you and Natalie want to get into our Roback promo?"
Yes, use promo code Wospil15. If anything, just to support me in this moment. Great stuff at Roback, summer collection, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, bathing suits. Do they have stuff for babies? No, nothing for babies. For like little polos or for like little guys, but nothing like little babies, no onesies yet. We're working on it. Promo code Wospil15. Get yourself 15% for your first order. Help me.
help Tom. Thank you for that, Tom. And that is Roback. Use that promo code Wospil15. And Roback, as always, brings to us our rundown, Corey Favs.
Yep. Listen, we're going to have a really, really exciting show for tonight. We're going to start off first. We're going to do a little bit of reverse order here. Usually we end with the game segment, but we're going to go ahead and start it with Guess the Graph. where the panel here will try to guess the players' autographs that we'll be presenting. And the reason we're starting off with that is because the game standings will matter for tonight's episode. We're going to be doing an all-time Sluggers draft in honor of tonight's Home Run Derby. We'll go through all of the rules, all of that coming up soon. That's going to be a really fun segment, and we're using the outcome of the games to determine our draft order. Hence why Guess the F is starting out the show. And then finally, we'll wrap it up. Empire Express, latest and greatest of New York Mets and New York Yankees baseball news, and the New York Strike Exchange, our Bulls and Bears segments. Again, hard to believe it was 2 weeks ago since we last ran through. So we're going to wrap up the show with the Bulls and Bears later tonight.
Yeah, very unorthodox show we got going on, but a lot of fun. We're an all-star week, so although the Yankees and Mets finished their first half play, we still have a lot to cover. It's a fun week for Major League Baseball. Right now in progress, the Home Run Derby. I don't know who the first matchup is, but it should be a fun one for tonight, and then tomorrow's All-Star festivities as well. But like Corey mentioned, we kick things off for the first time ever with our game. And this game is very important because it's going to help determine our draft order for the Silver Sluggers. The all-time Sluggers draft. So here we go. We're going to go start Guess the Graph. And Tom, I don't know if Tom is on standby here, but let's take a look at the standings. Joe, you're up at 15, Tom 13. So Tom, we need to get 2 correct guesses here. And then Corey, Favs, and I are tied at 12 in third place. So Corey, we'll start with you and the ball you brought here. So let's kick things off with Guess the Graph. Corey Favs edition.
Yeah, so this is the graph for tonight. Again, it's a New York Metropolitan. We'll as we run through some guesses here, I'll throw a couple of hints in the for the group.
Cleon Jones.
Kirk Neuenhuis.
It is not Kirk Neuenhuis.
We ripped the Kirk Neuenhuis guess through that. Oh man, K. So K for Joe, K for Tom. And
it was Cleon Jones and Kirk Neuenhuis, the 2 guesses thus far.
Ike Davis.
It is not Ike Davis, which will lead me to my first hint. All of you have been on hitters. It's actually a pitcher.
Oh.
Jonathan Neese.
Not Jonathan Neese.
Good guess.
Not Jonathan Neese.
I like that guess, Joe. I like that.
I think I've been. Damn.
John Maine.
It is not Jonathan Maine. I could see how you guys came to those guesses, but it is not either.
Hi.
Chris Young, the pitcher, Chris Young.
It is not Chris Young. I know it's 2 Ks each, so I'll throw another hint in there. All of your guesses are a little late in terms of timeline. This player, his last full season was 2005.
2005.
Chris Benson.
Not.
Ooh.
Benson.
K'd out.
Chris Benson, former Met.
And he's not necessarily known for the Mets. He did play for the New York Mets.
You happen to be on the Mets.
If there's a tie, Jacob, at the end of it, there's going to be a coin toss.
I am keeping an eye on the chat. It is not in the chat as well.
Teddy really hates your guesses there, Joe.
The final guess, I'll give one last hint in honor of it being the All-Star. He was an All-Star once, ironically, his rookie year.
Hideo Nomo.
It is Hideo Nomo.
Oh.
It is Hideo Nomo.
And that is
for one season, partial season too.
That's a big Tom. That's a big pull, a clutch pull at that. So
I didn't even know he was a Met.
Tom within a point, at least securing second place here and the second chance to decide where you're going to go. But Hideo Nomo is a choice. I actually didn't know he was a New York Met. So
I'm impressed too. I think the last hint gave it away, but I figured out throw it out there in honor of the All-Star game.
Tom, you got the next ball here. So
I got the
Tom, you're
next
now
ball here.
facing Joe with a point. And here we go. Here's our second ball.
Yes. Here's our second ball.
Okay.
Is it Jim Lyritz?
Not Jim Laritz.
I like the guess.
I'll be looking in the chat, see if there's any correct guesses. There weren't any for the last round. Gotta say, one of the sweeter looking signatures.
There's a
Does
guess
that mean
I
you
have.
can read it? Probably, maybe, I don't know, but it does look cool.
There's a guess I have, but the guy has 0 New York connections, so I'm not going to go with that.
It is, we're keeping it above board. This is New York connections.
God, it looks like a Mets signature, and he never played for the Yankees. But
I'm gonna say Tom's kind of playing with us here. Is this Tim Hill?
It is not Tim Hill.
Okay.
Some really good guesses in the chat. None of them are correct, but some very good guesses.
it's not. He wouldn't do that. It's not Juan Soto, is it?
It is not Juan Soto. That was Hitman's first guess.
Yeah. I didn't look in the chat.
I didn't say you did. Just saying. It's a good guess.
That's a K across the board for everybody thus far. You got any hints?
Former Yankee. Definitely known for being a Yankee.
Phil Hughes.
Not Phil Hughes.
Chat, hopefully you're having a better time guessing this than I am right now.
They are not, but there is part of them that is on to something.
It's not my guess because again he has no Yankee connection. But when I looked at this, I was like, why did he pull J.R. Jurgens of all people?
J.R. Jurgens, that'd be sweet. No,
why would he pull that?
That would be something.
Huh. I got one K. I got one more K left. Corey and Joe, you only have one.
This is a hitter.
It's a hitter.
Okay.
And Hitman, you've gone the wrong direction, not just because of the hitter, but because of you could figure it out looking at the chat so far.
Known Yankee. All right, I got one more guess, and I'm gonna take a shot. Tino Martinez.
It is not the Bamtino.
All right, I'm out. Best I can finish it with is 12. Corey, if you pull this, we'll have a fully defined route here.
I'm
no
like
correct guesses in the chat yet.
Frozen right now.
Yeah, this is a good one.
You said there's still no correct guesses in the chat?
No, a lot of guesses. A lot of the guesses.
A lot of good ones.
Something about these guesses that is good. Now there's the audience. Well, the last one is back on track in some way.
You said
last year were off. Yes.
Sierra X, did you make Tom?
It's either one. There's definitely a J.
I think is it Jorge Posada.
It is not Jorge Posada.
That's a good guess.
It is a good guess.
God, I can't think of Yankee guys that start with J.
This is where Joe's gonna be like, I don't know, is it? And it's gonna get it. I'm waiting for it.
Man, there are some good names coming up.
There are some.
I like them.
Nothing correct, but still.
No, that guess was thrown out there earlier. Sierra Jim Layrit.
That was the first guess, I think.
The first guess, yep. Man,
Tom's gonna get it.
You have
I'm just
another
trying to think of any last J hitters.
The one I'm not giving you the one hint that I have. This guy played on at least 4 teams.
4 teams that won the World Series, or 4 teams?
4 teams, like 4.
Jason Giambi.
Jason Giambi,
Yeah.
home run derby
Wow.
champion. Jason Giambi.
Wow.
Wow.
I was just trying to think of Jace.
I was
And
going to
four
say
teams.
home run derby, but I thought that'd been way too easy.
Now, so Corey Favs, thank you so much for pulling that, because now we fully define what order we have to go into. But we threw out a little bit of a twist here. Instead of just determining the order for our Sluggers draft, what we're going to do here is I'm going to ask Joe, who's currently the leader at 15. Tom only pulled within one, so he's at 14. Still in second place, though. Corey now alone in third with 13, and I'm in fourth with 14. Joe, let me ask you, where do you want to pick in this draft?
This is tough, right? Because the question is whether or not I believe number one is head and shoulders above to the rest of the guys. See, I don't think after you get past the first three, I think Sluggers kind of meld together where there's not that many that are superior to the next guy. So I think I am going to keep my first overall pick.
Okay.
So
All right. So
I get next choice.
Yes, you do.
I'll take the second pick.
I see where this is going, and
All right, I'll take the rep.
okay. Yep. I had a feeling I was going to
And
get
Rich
here.
gets
All righty. So the draft order here for our all-time Sluggers draft is Joe's got the first pick, Tom at 2, I'm at 3, Corey's at 4, but we are doing a snake draft for this, so Corey will get the wrap for the second round, first pick of the second round. Now, before we get into our chat, and I did ask if my mic was low. I don't know, Joe, if that's just you.
It's fine. Joe's out of his mind.
Normal
maybe it's
setting for
not
me.
so loud because of the earbuds.
Maybe. I have no idea. But before we get into the all-time Sluggers draft, which is going to be a lot of fun, let's touch on Instagram real quick. Corey Favs, take it away.
Yeah, go ahead and follow us on Instagram. We're in the process of doing a draft there too, drafting a team based on country. Go ahead and check it out at Empire State of Baseball. You'll find our meme reels, archive segments, graphics from the show. Go ahead at Empire State of Baseball. And all of us individually, myself at Corey Favs, Joe at JR Pugs, Rich at Rich Rivera, and Tom at T Wospil. We're at 7,200 and growing. I think we might hit 73 during the show. Who knows? So go ahead and follow Empire State of Baseball.
Derby starting first round bat in order. James Wood is first. Brent Rooker, Caminario's Brent Rooker's 2, Caminario 3, Cruz 4, Buxton 5, Jazz 6, Cal Raleigh 7, and the hometown slugger Matt Olson 8.
Now, chat, before I throw it to Tom with the ground rules for our all-time Sluggers draft, who do you got for the home run derby, chat? You tell us. Between the 8 competitors that are going in tonight's game, you got Cal Raleigh, who's the leader in baseball in home runs, the young junior Caminero, James Wood, who's been such a great star, our very own Jazz Chisholm Jr. representing the Yankees, Matt Olson doing it in Truist Park like he's done over the last few years. Who do you guys got? Who's winning the home run derby tonight? Let's see what you got in the chat. But Tom, let's go over the ground rules of the all-time Sluggers draft.
Let's do that. Okay, so some ground rules here. As Rich said, we are picking 1 player per division, and we have to take 6 players. So we will all have someone in the AL East, AL Central, AL West, NL West, NL Central, NL East.
There's a pitch limit now. Oh, I didn't know that.
Cool. Joe, shut up. The Astros, as a part of our draft, are part of the AL West. You can take guys who played for the NL Central Astros as part of the AL West, though. Spoiler alert, Jeff Bagwell is probably going to get drafted tonight, and he will count in the AL West. I know he played in the NL Central. Don't care. That's just how it kind of shakes out here. We are only picking players. The player you get, you only get them for the time they were on that team. So, for example, I don't think anyone here, not even Corey or Joe, we're going to want Gary Sheffield as a Met because you'd get his Met time. You don't get Gary Sheffield's prime years. Now, if you want that, that's fine, but just understand you're getting them on that team. The objective isn't to just get the player who hit the most home runs. We do want players that have some sort of a tenure with the team, and we're not just picking an all-time derby. We're really choosing the best sluggers. So a guy like a Joey Gallo, who would be great for a derby, did a derby, probably not a guy you're looking at. We're looking at hitters who are actually good, who are sluggers, who have some tenure, some peak, some resume with the team. I think that's it.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. So let's kick this thing off. A really great job explaining through Tom, but we got to get into it. So, Joe, you're leading us off at 1. I'll actually put us in the order while we're at it. Joe, you're going to go at 1. Tom's going at 2. I stay put at 3, and Corey is at 4. Joe, your first round pick, first overall pick of the first ever all-time Slugger draft.
Real quick, Jacob, yes, players can be active.
Yes, they can.
Listen, there's really only one spot. I can't. There's 2 spots technically, and the second spot would only to be at a spite to block the rest of you from taking another one on that team. But really, it's the first one. It's Barry Bonds, San Francisco Giants. That I had to take him because there's a drop off from there, right? Like he is.
What a bad pick.
That what do you mean a bad pick? The all-time home run leader in both single season and career? We're not talking about steroids here.
We're not. That's a bad pick because there's not better Giants. There's other Giants, and he played for another team who has. I mean, there are some guys on another team, but he would be. It was a smart pick. You should have picked him on the Pirates. Anyway.
So with that, Barry Bonds comes off the board for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And no other career San Francisco Giant can be selected no representation for the San Francisco Giants. There obviously are San Francisco Giants in the history of the game that have played for other teams and done well. But the Giants representation is now off the board. Tom, your second pick, what do you got?
Listen, this is first and foremost a Yankees podcast. And frankly, the AL East gets very shallow very quick. So give me my birthday buddy, George Herman Babe Ruth.
Okay. All right. Going Babe Ruth here. It's crazy because, you see up there on the graphic between, Babe being the all-time leader in home runs to the Yankees. And then when it comes down to the single season, Judge being there, kind of surprised. I actually really thought you were going to go Aaron Judge in that spot, considering the career the season he had a couple years ago. But Babe Ruth is the pick, and a good one at that. So it is now my turn to go here, and this is 3 is a tough spot to go in here. Trying to think of which teams are gonna be a tough find at the end. But you know what? Let's go with a team that is surprisingly deep with history. We'll stay right here in the American League East. We'll stay right with a rival of the New York Yankees. I'm going Ted Williams.
I think that's the right selection.
Representing the Boston Red Sox, and that would be my AL East pick there as well.
Better get your AL East guys quick. They're running out.
Right. So I got 2 picks here. 3 teams off the board. No Yankee, no Red Sox, no Giants. Taking a look, just going through. I think I have 2 in mind. I actually have a few in mind, but I can only pick 2. I'm going to go with the guy who also had 70 in a year. I'm going to go in the Central, St. Louis, Mark McGwire. Yeah, another 70 home run guy. His 98 season.
Oh, God, guys. Guys. Go on.
Tom, why are you chooching already?
Because if you're going to take McGuire, take him as an A.
There are 5 other guys you could take as A's.
The A's got some rich history. We'll get into it.
I'm also going to the AL West.
Oh, no. Here we go. We gave the idea.
Give me Griffey.
Okay, I like that.
I just want that smooth lefty swing in my lineup. So the Mariners are off the board.
I like it.
And the Cardinals.
You know what? I feel like you guys keep setting me up for my next pick. I'm going to stay right here on this graphic. And I'm going to go to the Texas Rangers and take Alex Rodriguez. You know, listen, the Yankee selection's gone. The Mariner selection's gone. That leaves Texas. I got to go with A-Rod in this pick. I mean, I feel like with Texas, there are some great names out there you can go. But I think out of the guys in their history, even though he's not the career leader because it was a short stay, Alex Rodriguez has got to be the guy for me. So I'm going A-Rod representing Texas in my AL West pick. Tom, go ahead. And I just blocked Tom because I know he was going to go A-Rod at some point.
I had him written down, but what are we doing? Joe, who am I picking now? Joe, who am I picking? Who am I going to pick? Come on.
I know who you're going to pick.
I'm going to take Hank Aaron. What are we doing? Hank Aaron on the Braves.
The fact that Hank Aaron got through to these two idiots.
I know.
I'm sorry, Tom. I'm in agreement with Tom here. How does Hank Aaron left on the board?
Yeah, Hank Aaron never had more than 44 in a single year. I'm looking for a slugger. I just want that quick pop, baby. I mean, I'm going to take Hank Aaron.
Not a point.
Probably over all those guys for a career. But I'm looking to build sluggers.
Second all time in home runs are all with the same team.
Okay, Joe, you go.
I ever heard Tom laugh.
Let's see here.
All right, 2 picks, Joe.
Give me, let's see. Put up the NL Central for a second. I just want to see something.
How about no?
You know what? I'm gonna. No, not quite. All right, give me, and I'm going to prove Tom wrong here. Give me Jimmy Fox of the A's.
That's fine. Just the value. I think value. McGuire.
Okay.
So you guys have all taken AL West team. So I will take my AL West in the last round. Thank you.
And let's see who else got eliminated. Texas got eliminated. I'm gonna chill on the AL East for a while. Put up the AL Central. Let me just
the AL Central.
AL Central. There's some good names here.
Mm-hmm.
I think in honor of Jewish Heritage Month, I think I gotta go Harmon Killebrew here. I don't know if it's Jewish Heritage Month, but I think I'm going Harmon Killebrew here for the Twins. And that I got Jimmy Fox and Harmon Killebrew.
Okay. Twins off the board. Tom.
Okay. So here's the deal, guys. Before I started this draft, I identified 3 divisions that were shallow. The AL East was one of them. The NL East was one of them.
Here we go.
The third was the NL West. I think the NL West gets shallow very fast. And I'm going to go to the other side of the spectrum here. And I'm going to take Shohei Ohtani on the Dodgers.
Okay. Let's pull up the Dodgers graphic. Shohei Ohtani going to Tom here. So Shohei Ohtani fills out the NL West and takes off the legendary franchise in the Dodgers. Okay. There was a name that came across before. Just want to cross hairs here and see if I still want to go with that name. Yep, I think I still want to go with that name. I'm going NL Central with my next pick. I'm going Sammy Sosa.
I was between Sosa and Fox.
All right. So Ted Williams, A-Rod, and Sammy Sosa thus far.
All right. So we're up to the wrap. Let me just confirm. This last round, we had a Twin, a Dodger, and a Cub.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. Looking at the divisions, we got.
Rooker is going off to start.
All right. I think I have a couple of picks in mind here. You know what? I'm going to go NL East. I'm going Giancarlo Stanton because he was an absolute mammoth power hitter when he was with the Marlins.
Okay.
I am going with the Marlins and taking Mr. Giancarlo.
No, say Stu Parlo.
So you have an AL East and an NL West pick left,
Yep.
according to my records here.
And I am going to go to the other Central, the AL Central, and take Mr. Jim Tomei
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Jim Tomei.
on the Indians.
All right. So Jim
That's
Tomei.
another one you could have got a couple of teams for. But
off
Indians were his better.
the board.
I had Manny on the Indians
Mm,
as one of the guys.
yeah,
I had Tommy, but you couldn't, not gonna go
you're not going wrong either way.
Okay.
I think more of Tomy's peak was an Indian than Manny's peak was.
All righty. This is getting tough. Don't like that team. Not at all. But yeah, you know what? Oh man, I guess I have to go with somebody on this team because there's really nobody else. There's nobody else. All right. NL West is going to be my next pick, and I'm going to go Luis Gonzalez. And I'm not the biggest fan of the pick, but it is a very weak division.
Told you the division was weak.
Who'd you go?
Luis Gonzalez.
Interesting. Okay. I will throw the AL Central for me. Just kind of want to see if my notes match what you got up here.
Where are you? You said AL Central?
AL Central.
There you go.
Yeah, I wanted Tommy, but it was a good pick. Give me Frank Thomas on the White Sox.
Okay. Frank Thomas going to Tom. He's just about wrapped up with his team. Now, Joe, you are finishing up here, it looks like.
We have how many? 6 total or 5 total?
It's
6. You have two picks though.
Oh, right. But he started it, so he'll have one final pick.
I'll have the final.
So you have
All
3.
right.
You have 3 guys to fill up here.
I'm gonna go with a 7-time consecutive single season home run leader, and I am gonna go with Ralph Kiner of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And that means nobody can take Willie Stargell, which is the other thing, which is good.
I mean, I would have probably gone Kiner myself if I would have gotten to the Pirates, but no need.
Yeah, I'll go Mr. Ralph Kiner of the Pirates.
According to this, you're down to an American League East and a National League East team. I don't know how the hell you left those two at the end, but let's see what you do here.
Let me see the AL East.
Oop. That's the NL East right there. The AL East. Here you go.
Oh, it's close.
Carlos Pena is available, so I'll let you know.
NL East here for you.
I'm trying to think. I guess it's close. Oh, give me Mike Schmidt. Give me
Mike Schmidt.
Yeah, give me Mike Schmidt. That's too many home runs to leave there.
That's the right answer.
Mike Schmidt representing the NL East and the Philadelphia Phillies, but we throw it over to Tom. Tom also getting very close to finishing up his team here. Who do you have?
So you guys can't take an AL West guy. You guys all have AL West guys, and the 2 guys I want, I think, strictly played for those teams, so you can't snake them from me either way. So it's the NL Central. I want to throw the NL Central up for me. I think I know what I want to do. I just kind of want to take a peek. I mean, interesting. So Bench is the leader for the Reds. You have George Foster. Frank Robinson also played for the Reds.
Also, I think, Tom, you are open on the NL Central as well.
Yes. NL Central and AL West.
Can't do a Cardinal, can't do a Cub, can't do a Pirate.
Yeah, so I was thinking Bench or Frank Robinson for the Reds, but I think I'm going to go with Prince Fielder on the Brewers.
I like it. Prince Fielder of the Milwaukee Brewers. There you have it. And now it's down to me here. I got an AL Central and the NL East on my end. And remember, at the end of the day, I mean, this is a subjective vote from our supporters here. And I feel like to get some extra votes, I got to take a New York Met in this case. So you know what? Even though
Oh.
Daryl's the all-time home run leader, Pete's not too far off behind him. So I'm going to go Pete Alonso as my NL East representation for the New York Mets.
There you go. All right.
Corey, you got 2, right?
I have 2 left. I need an AL East and I need an AL West. I think the Yankees and the Sox are the only 2 gone in the East, right?
That is correct. I'll pull that up. AL East. Shout out to the 40 plus in here. I know we got the home run derby going on, but let's try to get the link out to all your friends and neighbors. Check out the all-time Sluggers draft before we get into the rest of our show. Corey, these 2 picks would be your final picks of this draft. And Corey, you are still
this is where taking the Yankees and the Sox early helps. Now it's just a matter of
NL West is your 2.
I might take a little bit.
West for you.
You know what? Do I
no
want
Padre, no Rocky take?
All right, I'm gonna get weird. I'm getting wild.
Okay,
sometimes you need a fiery guy to really spice it up. I'm going in the AL East. He is not one of the 2 on the sheet. I'm going Albert Bell, baby. Albert Bell. He had 50 home runs once. He had 48 home runs. OPS is over 1,000 multiple times. He just didn't have a long career, but I'm going for the fiery guy in Albert Bell.
For the Orioles, I guess that is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
He only played 2 seasons with the
wait. I forgot. Yeah, he only played there 2 years. He's mostly with the Indians. So never mind. I'm not going Albert Bell.
Okay.
The Indians
almost had that in the commissioner's hand to announce.
Almost had it.
I'll give him a mulligan.
Yeah. You know what? I'll take. I mean, Cal Ripken's such a great player. I don't consider him a slugger. Chris Davis.
31 home runs. Otherwise,
Davis. I'll go Carlos Delgado.
I think that was the right pick. I don't know why you even would not consider Delgado.
I wanted to be fiery and different at first, but I think I only played 2 years there.
Toronto off.
So I'm going to go Delgado on the Blue Jays, and now I got to go to the NL. The NL West.
Your final pick here.
Final pick
Dodgers,
here. NL
Giants,
West.
and Diamondbacks off the board, leaving the Padres or the Rockies. Can you believe Manny Machado's the all-time home run leader for the San Diego Padres?
That is absolutely
how crazy.
Wow. And I'm not going Machado. I mean, again, great player. I'd like to have him on my team. I'm going to go with the Rockies. So it's really between Helton or Walker. If I'm picking who would I want on my team, if I'm drafting a full team, I would go Helton. But again, if I'm going slugger, I'm going to go Walker. He had a little more pop. He had a higher OPS for his career. I'm going to go Larry Walker to round it out.
Larry Walker here wraps up Corey's team. So before I make my pick, Corey, your team here, in the American League, you have Carlos Delgado for the American League East, representing the Blue Jays. In the American League Central, you got Jim Thome representing the Cleveland Indians/Guardians. In the AL West, you have Ken Griffey Jr. representing the Seattle Mariners. In the NL East, you got John Carlos Stanton representing the Marlins. NL Central's Mark McGwire of the St. Louis Cardinals, and of the NL West and the Colorado Rockies is Larry Walker with your final pick. All right. So for me, my last division that I have to focus in on is the American League Central. With the American League Central, we already know the Twins are off the board. The White Sox came off the board, and the Guardians, Indians came off the board. So it's really up to me here of what I want to do between the Tigers and the Royals. And honestly, at this point, we got to go career. And I'm going Al Kaline for my final pick for the Detroit Tigers. So I'm going Al Kaline here to represent Detroit. And with that, my team up and down in the American League East for the Red Sox, Ted Williams. In the AL Central, the aforementioned Al Kaline for the Tigers. In the AL West, it's Alex Rodriguez of the Texas Rangers. In the NL East, it's Pete Alonso of the Mets. In the NL Central, Sammy Sosa of the Cubs. And in the NL West, Luis Gonzalez of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
You went Al Kaline over Greenberg
Or over
Miggy?
Miguel Cabrera.
Kaline wasn't a slugger though.
I mean, 399 home runs would say otherwise. And that's
He played for like 29 years.
Yeah, I mean, what was the most home runs Al Kaline hit in a single season?
I honestly think the answer is 29.
He never hit 30 home runs in a season.
I know that because I know that because in the Immaculate Grid, which I don't know if anyone plays anymore, I used him for a 30 homer season, and my jaw dropped, and I looked it up like, holy shit, he's never hit 30.
We're going Al Kaline. Tom, your final pick
eliminates Rich's team.
Goes to the American League West, and let's find out what you did.
We got two choices. It's either Trout or Bagwell. It's Bagwell though. Bagwell is more pure slugger. I think the answer is Bagwell. The higher career, the higher single season. Jeff Bagwell on the AL West Houston Astros.
All right. So now, Tom, your team finishes up here in the American League East. Big Ruth of the Yankees. In the AL Central, it's Frank Thomas of the White Sox. In the AL West, it's Jeff Bagwell of the Astros. In the NL East, Hank Aaron of the Braves. In the NL Central, Prince Fielder of the Brewers. And in the NL West, Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers. A formidable six. But Joe Pugliese, you have the final pick, and you got to go to the American League East, where you're either choosing.
I'm so happy that Corey backed out of his Orioles pick.
Oh,
because you guys left me a guy that is in the top 10 of career home runs. A guy that you guys don't even realize is one of the all-time greats.
I know what he's going to say.
I am taking Frank Robinson for the Baltimore Orioles.
Joe, I mentioned Frank Robinson earlier. Don't tell me I don't know who Frank Robinson is.
586 dingers, baby. 49 in 1966, and he was left off the board. Oh, I'm taking Frank, the first person to win MVP in both leagues, baby. Oh, that completes my team. I won with that pick.
So now, Joe, with the Frank Robinson pick of the Orioles representing the AL East, your team finishes out with the AL Central's Harmon Killebrew of the Minnesota Twins, Jimmy Fox of the A's representing the AL West. In the NL East, you got Mike Schmidt of the Phillies. In the NL Central, Ralph Kiner of the Pirates. And, of course, the number one overall pick in the NL West, Barry Bonds of the San Francisco Giants. And that is your all-time Sluggers draft. Now, listen, folks. Now, we could have just did this an easy way, tallied up the home runs and called it and made it very easy on ourselves. But we're going to put up a graphic over the next couple of days with all four of our teams on display. And you at home will vote on who had the best slugging team between Joe, Tom, Corey, and I. And that wraps our all-time Sluggers draft. Joe,
Gentlemen, it was fun. I cannot believe how big of idiots Rich and Corey are for letting Hank Aaron get to me in the second round. That was insane.
He never hit more than what, 44 in a single
I
year.
needed to block you from A-Rod. That was my goal there.
A-Rod was a late pick for me. A-Rod only played 3 years on the Rangers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but they were three fantastic. They were three fantastic seasons.
They were, but he only played 3 years there.
Pick A-Rod early. You knew you were going to pick A-Rod early.
No, I was not. I had him as my Ranger. He was not going to go early. Lot of fun though, doing that. Joe, the Frank Robinson is a good pick. It's just so split between his Reds time and his Orioles time, and that's why I almost took him on the Reds, but I opted against it.
All right, Tom.
I got to run. As y'all saw. Quick notes for me. Anthony Volpe, I need you to be better. You're going to show up on the Bears list. You guys can guess where on the Bears list. I'm going to spoil it. He's on there. Listen, Volpe, if you can't hit, you better field. And right now you're doing neither. And we can't have that. We can't. So if you're going to be a terrible below average hitter, which you've been your entire career besides little spurts, you need to be a true Gold Glove defender. And right now you're not.
Tom, are you holding Judge?
Yes, of course I'm holding Judge. You idiots. I mean, it's the other thing that makes you guys all dumb. I'm holding Judge. I'm just going to keep racking in that money. You don't sell Google. You don't sell Apple. You collect your money, and I'll be winning that at the end of the season as well. I will.
Right.
I'm going to go away. Enjoy the show. I'm not going to be listening.
Take care. Goodbye.
Adios.
Good Lord.
All righty. Well, that was all hell. That was an all-time Sluggers draft. And with YouTube, we're going to go over to my buddy Joe. Joe, let's talk about YouTube.
Yes, we are live on Instagram and X, but YouTube is our preferred method. Why? We can interact with you, the chat, live. So go over to YouTube, join our page. We have, I think it was 475 subscribers. I last checked this morning. So go over there, hit the subscribe button. It's free. Teddy's over here telling you it's free. So go subscribe. And then once we get to 500, we're going to do a giveaway. Last time we did a couple of autographed baseball cards that we gave away. So who knows what it'll be this time. And, check us out there. Again, free to subscribe. Help us get to 500 and we'll do a giveaway.
Yeah, so a few numbers trickle in over the last week. So that was nice and encouraging to see. So hopefully we keep making some good progress as we get through the summer and into the more festivities of the Major League Baseball season. We got a big show next week. We got the MLB trade deadline. And if you really want to go back and have some fun, look over our last few years of the trade deadline shows. We have some fun mock-ups that pissed off a lot of fan bases. Yep. So go check that out over on YouTube where we archive all of our episodes on the platform. But let's get into the Empire Express. As we mentioned, this is a very unorthodox show. A lot of stuff is out of order. Usually we kick things off at the Empire Express. It's not really in the middle of the show, but we started off with the fun segment so we get Tom out of here. So let's get over to the New York Metropolitans. Corey Favs, while we're in all-star break mode, quick notes on the Mets.
Yeah, listen, the New York Mets, it's interesting time right now. You look at the last week. They had a good weekend versus the Royals, came back in the ninth inning in yesterday's game just to immediately fall short. The one real positive, though, you take out of yesterday's game is Sean Manaea coming back out there, and he looked really good on the mound. Got them, I think, 3 and change. He did pitch into the ninth and did take the loss, but really the good thing is to see him come out there, pitch well. He looked good. He had a ton of strikeouts. Limited work. So happy to see that. Half game back. Again, I go back. I've been saying this the last few weeks. If you would have put me down day one of the regular season, I would have been like, all right, half game out, 13 over 500 at the All-Star break. Sign me up in a heartbeat. Yep. It's just unfortunate how they got there because the second half of June and the first couple of days of July, absolutely miserable. They were the worst team in baseball over a 3-week window, which really collapsed them a little bit in terms of how many games they ended up giving up. I mean, that was a team that was 22 games over 500. 13 is still a nice number, but you gave up 9 games over that time frame. But overall, you look at the team. Pete Alonso having a nice year. Juan Soto has completely turned around. There's no talks about him hating the Mets anymore. No talks about him slumping, overweight. All that talk is gone. He looks like the guy we paid. Kodai Senga came back too last week. Looked good. He only got 4 innings, but again, they babied him. The one thing with the New York Mets right now, and Joe, I'm sure you'll probably agree with me on this. I'm just tired of this bullpen game bullshit. All right. I could see it the last 2 weeks because so many guys got hurt. I mean, you lost Canning, you lost McGill, you lost Blackburn. I mean, you could make a debate. A couple of those guys shouldn't be in the rotation to begin with. But you lost a lot of that starting pitching depth. But I'm tired of the bullpen game nonsense. Yeah. You got Senga back. You got Manaea back. Now it's no more fooling around. You know,
Yeah.
you have your 5 guys. If you have a stretch of 12, 13, 14 in a row, you want to squeeze another starter in there, fine. But that's when you pull from the list of starters. You don't do this bullpen game nonsense. But that's how I feel right now. You know, I'm happy with the team, but they should be better. I'm not ecstatic. I'm happy, but I'm not ecstatic because they really have potential here to be 20 over 500, 5 to 10 games up in the division.
Yeah, and the pitching woes look like they are starting to come to an end. I mean, Stearns kind of got caught between a rock and a hard place, right? He had a bunch of pitchers go down. They weren't going to be long-term injuries. He was getting reinforcements back in Senga and Minaya, but he kept getting these guys. These guys kept going down as he's trying to replenish an already depleted rotation. So it kind of left him in a hard place. I know a lot of people are calling for the Mets to bring up some of their top prospects. You know, McLean and Tong, I can tell you right now, McLean and Tong are not going to be up this season. The highest innings that each of them has is like 106. So neither guy is going to be up this season. Sprout only just started pitching well this season. He's let up no runs in his last 18 innings. So the Mets basically were trying desperately to get to this all-star break, get healthy. They got Minaya and Senga back in before the all-star break starts. That way they can set them up coming out of the all-star break. And now all of a sudden their rotation is whole again. You'll see, you'll probably see Senga, Minaya, Peterson, Holmes, and Montas for most of the rest of the season. They'll probably bring up a 6th starter from time to time once either McGill or Blackburn comes back. But that's what it's going to be. And if you can keep that healthy, you don't have issues in the starting rotation. I mean, Senga's got a 1.5 ERA. If that's the case, if he's going to perform like that, you don't need to go out and make a huge deadline acquisition at starter, even though it would be a bonus. The bullpen is where the problems lie. Again, injuries have hurt them. Minter hurt them. Budo going on the IL. Kranick now needing Tommy John surgery. There's a whole bunch of them. And so these were going down the same time that the starters were going down, and exacerbated the issue on a bullpen that was already struggling. Stanik's up and down. We know that. Who's the other one? Reed Garrett's hit or miss all the time. So at the end of the day, the Mets found ways to tread water to the break. Half game within reach of the Philadelphia Phillies. They're going to be there. The fact of the matter is the Marlins are the team chasing them behind them. And so you feel really comfortable if you're the Mets going into this all-star break that, A, we're not going to lose sight of the Phillies after the last month that we played, and B, we have no threat of anybody coming from behind us and jumping us. The Braves are done. Their season's over. This is their World Series right now, hosting this All-Star game. They are not coming back. They've lost too many. Sale was the nail in the coffin. They're not going to be a threat to them. The Marlins are playing way over their heads as it is. So for now, Neil Cruz just hit a ball 513. Holy crap. Oh my Lord.
Wow.
Oh my.
Not a favorite.
So right now the Mets are in good shape. Listen, they need a bat, they need a bullpen arm, and they could use a starter. They need one of each. Yep. So get me either a center fielder or a third baseman. I'll live with the other one being subpar if the defense is right. If Beatty's at third and you get Buxton in center field, just throwing that name out there. I'll live with Beatty at third. If you get Eugenio Suarez as an example for third base, I'll live with Tyrone Taylor in center field. I'm good with that. And if you want to go out and get a Seth Lugo, go ahead. Do it. Or if you want to sell the farm and get a Joe Ryan, I'm not going to complain. That's my namesake. My middle name's Ryan, so I would love a Joe Ryan on this team. I would buy that jersey the second that I'm the first one online to buy that jersey.
Yeah, I bet you would. I bet you would. Yeah. I mean, you guys just mentioned that 513-foot homer. O'Neal Cruz, lefty. Wait, did he hit it over the fucking Cowlitton right center
I didn't
field?
see it. Hitman posted in the chat. I gotta see a replay of where that ball landed. But yeah, that's a big one. 18 home runs for Cruz. Junior Caminario had 21, I believe. So, and Rooker had 17, and Cruz has the bonus round here.
Crazy stuff. 45 in the building. Let's get those numbers up, guys, while we're wrapping up the show. We got 20 minutes to go. We're gonna wrap things up with the Yankees, Empire Express, and then we're gonna finish things off with the New York Strike Exchange, our updated Bulls and Bears. And real quick, I know I don't really have Thomas here, so I'm gonna get through this as quick as I can because there's a lot of Yankee fans that probably don't want to really cover the Yankees as much. I know it's a better split. We're looking at the last 7 games. 5-2, taking that last game against the Mets, then led them to a 3-game sweep over the Seattle Mariners, the 11-0 victory over the Chicago Cubs on Friday. And it was nice to finally be in the ballpark for a win for once. Damn. I don't know who called me out, by the way, on X, but screw you, because I came away with
it was me.
I came away with Billy Joel. I mean, I had a great night.
There you go.
Listen, for the New York Yankees, folks, we know the deal. They have a lot to address when it comes to their team with this midseason deadline. We know it's their base. We know it's the back end of the bullpen. We know there's a starting pitcher they're probably going to have to get. And that's a lot of moves. It's a lot of shaking and moving for the Yankees here. But it's got to be done if they have any shot to stay in this division. And this division got – I mean, the Yankees really let the rest of the American League East back in. Tampa Bay's kind of fallen off a bit, 50-47, but they're still 5.5 games out. That's still – enough territory for them to cover. Look at the Boston Red Sox on this amazing win streak that they're on. After moving on from Rafael Devers, the Boston Red Sox seem to have found a third gear in the middle of the season and before the trade deadline. So very convenient time for them to get going. They're now 3 games out, and the Yankees 2 games out of the Toronto Blue Jays in the American League East. Not going to help that when you get swept 4 games in a row by that same exact team. The Yankees have to play a little bit more consistent ball when it comes down to offensive output. And the offense is still, the offense has been solid of late, as we see Jazz Chisholm here on our screen. It's been solid of late. It's just now they're getting a fallback with the pitching. And it seems to be a theme the past month and a half. When the pitching is going right, the offense is bleak. When the offense isn't going, when the offense is going, the pitching isn't showing up. And when both are there, the bullpen's not showing up. So for the Yankees, they have to work on consistent splits. Now, this 5-2 way to end it, 4-2 against the Mariners and Cubs, that's the way you want to end it after having such a abysmal past month. So for the Yankees, you hope to keep that momentum. They face the Atlanta Braves, so a few of the stars have to stay in Atlanta past tomorrow's All-Star festivities. And speaking of All-Star festivities, since we really didn't get a chance to touch on the game, we got the home run derby going on right now, so that's that's a fluid conversation. But for tomorrow's game, the All-Star festivities, boys, I'm not going to ask about the typical who do you think is going to win between the AL and the NL. Who gives a fuck? But of our teams, who do you think is going to have a good performance and really show up at the All-Star game tomorrow? For you guys, who on the Mets side, you guys think are going to have a nice day tomorrow night in Truist Park?
I'm gonna go with an unusual one. I think Edwin Diaz. I mean, he's the closer, right? So if the NL is leading, you're gonna hear trumpets. So he's been phenomenal. I think he's given up 2 runs since April 10th or something like that. He's been absolutely unbelievable. How he's not. We'll see if he's a Bull this week, but he's given up 2 hits in his last 8 appearances. I mean, he's been phenomenal. So he's going to be the closer going in to the tomorrow's game. And I honestly, when you look at the 2 lineups, the NL is so stacked. I mean, outside of Judge and Raleigh in the middle of the lineup, the AL lineup is a little weak. I mean, they got Javi Baez in the All-Star game. He doesn't deserve to be there. So there's a couple weak spots in that AL team.
Yeah.
So I expect the NL to be there. I expect Edwin Diaz to get an inning. Pete's probably going to get into the game, but who knows what if he'll get more than an at bat. But I know for a fact I think Edwin Diaz is going to get it.
I agree with Joe. I'm going to say Edwin Diaz as well. And I mean, I know Mr. A great fan of the show, Mike Parziali. I love you. He could not have been more wrong when he keeps saying, "Oh, Diaz is a bust, overrated, blah blah blah." Every week in the first month or 2 of the season, he said it. He is the All-Star closer for the National League. He's been absolutely, like Joe said, lights out, not giving up hits, looking like his old self. I'm going with Edwin Diaz. I want to hear the trumpets. I just don't want him celebrating like he won Game 7 of the World Series like it's the WBC. So
I hate to make a boring pick here, but it's Aaron Judge. I mean, Judge. I'm waiting for Judge to have, one of those moments where you have to consider him for the All-Star Game MVP, and he may get as soon as facing Paul Skeens is a tough ask. But what if Aaron Judge can rock one off of Paul Skeens to kick off the All-Star Game tomorrow? I mean, that would be a crazy moment for the American League and for Judge. So I gotta. It's easy to say Judge. I mean, it's more out of process elimination. We know Fried's not playing tomorrow.
Mhm.
I don't know how much Rodon's going to be out there because Rodon did just pitch on Friday. And then when it comes down to Jazz, I think Jazz is going to be absolutely beat from tonight. And by the way, folks, this was a conversation earlier on a Bronx take. Not a fan of Jazz Chisholm performing in tonight's home run derby.
He's not the right. It's not the right player. Jazz gets home run happy as it is. So now all of a sudden you're going to risk him coming into the second half of the season trying to hit every ball in the air into the 15th row in the second deck. And it might work for a week or two, but you also saw the playoffs last year. The guy tried to hit every ball to the moon and it doesn't work. So I don't like it.
And this is a player still recovering from a recent oblique injury.
that's the biggest thing too. That's the biggest thing.
It was a mistake. I know he's a fun guy. I think he likes the limelight and stuff. I just not. He doesn't profile. And I say the same thing with Buxton. Buxton just had a hand injury that wasn't too severe, thankfully. But with his injury history, do you really want him swinging for the downs in a home run derby?
No. It's a bad idea. All right. Well, that is the Empire Express. We will get on to the New York Strike Exchange. Before we do that, let's make sure to follow us on X at ESP Podcast is the main page. 21 home runs here for O'Neal Cruz as that's coming across my my screen here. But for us, follow us ESP Podcast at ESPNYM for Joe and Corey's nonsense over at the Mets page. On the Yankee side, we do a cool show. It's called the Bronx Take. It airs every day, Monday through Friday, select times throughout the day. We do a really good job over there. It's a lot of fun. We piss off a lot of people, and it's a good time. So make sure to come on over to a Bronx Take for a great Yankees discussion over on X. And then following tonight's show, we have another edition of Extra Innings. But let's kick things off of our New York Strike Exchange, as always, with the Bulls and Bears. And we'll click over to our trading floor. And we're going to start things off with our Bears list. And with our Bears list, I'm going to throw it over to my guy, Corey Favs, to run down this week's Bears.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look. These are the 5 worst performers, at least on paper, the last few weeks here. Mark Vientos. Now, Mark Vientos actually had a very good weekend. He was probably on pace to challenge Volpe for the top spot on this list, but he woke up. He had big hits this weekend. The biggest of hits on Friday night. That looked like a disaster. And then all of a sudden, Mark Vientos bases clearing double. He had a couple. Then he had a couple hits. And all of a sudden, he went from hitting about 100 over 2 weeks to hitting 242. So Mark Vientos did make the Bears list, but barely because of his great weekend. Oswald Peraza. A lot of talk about third base with the Yankees. Well, here you go. Oswald Peraza, nice 111 average. That ain't going to cut it. Luke Weaver, it's a shame. Ever since he got hurt, came back, just not looking like his old self. An 11.57 ERA for their former closer. So we'll see. Again, we still got a whole second half of the year. We'll see if he goes back to his old form, see if he does regain that closer spot. Number 2, Luis Torrent. Luis Torrent gave the Mets a lot of life when he was coming off the bench and playing like 3 out of 7 games, had a lot of big hits. He's still giving you great defense behind the plate. I do like Luis Torrent as a catcher, but I think you're starting to see why he's a backup catcher. Now that he's playing basically every day, starting to get a bit exposed, 129 average, only a 343 OPS. That's dreadful. And then Anthony Volpe at the top spot, 135. Another one, 365 OPS, not going to get it done. It's the errors. It's the miscues in the big moments. It's the whole package for Mr. Anthony Volpe, and that's why he is our top Bear for this
Yeah, I'm sorry, CK. Weaver deserved to be in there. And just for the interest of time, just because it is already 9:05, we have a Bulls list to get to and still a trading floor. Yeah, Anthony Volpe up here for the second time. Just to put it to you quickly, guys. I mean, Anthony Volpe just stinks. He just flat out just not a good player. For what he is, where he is a defensive first player that's not going to hit a little bit. I'll be honest. I'd rather take the number 4 Bear on this list right now as our starting shortstop because I know he can make some of the plays after the 7th inning when the game means the most. Anthony Volpe can't even make the plays that mean the most defensively. Give me the 111 batting average if I know that my shortstop's going to make most of the plays. So Volpe's been nothing short of far short of a disappointment. He's been atrocious as the New York Yankees shortstop. And as Joe is probably going to say, go ahead.
I think the barring meteoric hot streak from Volpe, that this will be the last time that Volpe is the starting shortstop going into the season for the New York Yankees.
And I was just about to say,
and I said it to start the year that this was the year that if he did not improve offensively, that the Yankees would look to replace him. They are going to replace. And Cashman's comments the other day, coming out and saying we think he's part of the solution, not part of the problem. If by saying that, he's trying to get him going, but he deep down knows he is certainly part of the problem. So I think here's the thing. I think Volpe in the role that Oswaldo Cabrera plays, where he plays 3 or 4 times a week at a different position on the infield. I think Volpe actually is a great player for that kind of situation. The problem that you have with Volpe as a Yankee, you can't put him in that situation off of being the starter for 3 years.
Right.
He can go to another team and do that. He could go to an NL. He could go to the Cardinals and do that. He can't stay on the Yankees, lose his starting job, and then become the 5th infielder that rotates around. That's just not going to work. So that's the Anthony Volpe issue.
The optics on that would be so rough. Let's not waste any further time, Joe. Let's get into the Bulls list here for this July the 14th.
Okay. Number 5, Juan Soto, who's been incredibly hot. 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, 286 average, 936 OPS. He had over 400 on base percentage. Juan Soto's fully back. He was the number 1 Bear. Now he's number 5 Bear. So still riding that nice hot streak. Number 4, who I thought should have been higher, David Peterson, 1-0, 13.2 innings pitched. Only 2 earned runs in his last 2 starts, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks. And the reason I think he should be high because the Met rotation was a mess. They were doing bullpen games, and this is the only guy giving them any length. I mean, David Peterson had 2 unbelievably clutch performances for the Mets, so he should have done that. Jazz continuing to be hot, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, 286 average, 1.019 OPS over his last 14. Number 2, who I actually I think I had Aaron Judge 1. Cody Bellinger, number 2, 345 average. He's been on fire. 5 home runs, 12 RBIs, been playing really good defense as well. And deserves to be on this spot. And number 1, back at number 1, from not making the list for the first time all year is Aaron Judge. 349 average, 5 home runs, 14 RBIs, 13 walks. So people are afraid of him. And when they do pitch to him, he's still doing damage. So that is our Bulls list here heading into the All-Star break.
It's crazy because if you would have told me someone had a 345 batting average, a 1030 OPS, 5 homers, 12 RBIs, A, I would have thought he was the number 1 Bull, and B, I just would have thought it was Aaron Judge. Mm-hmm. So Cody Bellinger, I mean, his offensive output's been incredible. Had a long history. I think they still continued it into Sunday. If that was the case, I think he had an 18, 19 game hitting streak. So Cody Bellinger has been really stepped up into his own here after such a slow start of the 2025 season. But Corey, Aaron Judge reigns supreme. And I think based on our list, I think we had a few guys right on the outskirts of this Bulls list. Had a lot of good contenders this time around.
There were. I personally had Jason Dominguez in a pretty decent ranking on my list. He had a very nice couple of weeks. He had that one game, the 4th of July game versus the Mets, where he had the 2 home runs. So I had Dominguez on there. Giancarlo Stanton, that's another one who just missed out. Brandon Nimmo just missed out. Edwin Diaz just missed out. So this was a good week for Bulls. There were a lot of guys who couldn't make the case. I think pretty much 1 and 2. You're not jumping 1 and 2. But there was about 6 other guys you could have made a case for 3, 4, and 5.
There you have it. All righty. Well, with that said, now that we've gotten through our Bulls and Bears list, it's now time for Joe's favorite part of the show. It is now time for the trading floor. Let's ring the opening bell. Let's get that going. And with that opening bell, of course, we open it up and we let's take a look at some of the updated player values now that we have our Bulls and Bears list figured out. And there you see it. Judge at the number 1 spot. He's the first to crack over 200, and he's the only one on this list still at 283.50. Juan Soto went up to 107.25. Bellinger up to 105. And if you see that yellow 50, that's just the base value. That's everybody who's not on the top or bottom end of this chart. And let's look at the bottom end of this chart right here. And poor Oswald Peraza now down to 14.4 ESP bucks. Luis Torrens cracking the list at with 30 ESP bucks. Volpe down to 20. So there's our player values. So let's get into the investors. And Corey, we start with you. You, sir, you sold a couple of assets last time out, and you bought Max Fried. Well, Max Fried went unranked. Wasn't actually a great week. Maybe you could make the argument for
I had him on my list
for Max.
Yeah.
But Max was down to is remains at 110.88. Juan Soto, though, you still added a little bit of ESP bucks there. He's now up to 107.25. So Corey, Favs, what are you looking to do here?
I think for Juan Soto, I'm still gonna hold. I think I just think Juan Soto looks like the guy that we brought in the offseason. I'm gonna continue to ride it out. So Juan Soto stays. I'm debating Fried a little bit too, because he was making the Bulls list pretty consistently. Typically, like he made it always as like the 5th guy, 4th guy. So his numbers aren't as high as Judge, but of course, the week I do it, he has his probably worst 2-week stretch.
If you sell and if you add what you already have here, you'll have 114 ESP bucks to play with.
114 bucks.
If you sell. Let's take a look at the.
I'm still gonna hold. I think I'm gonna hold. I'm just gonna think the break maybe helps Fried a little bit, gets back out. I'm gonna hold one more period and see what happens.
Okay, and hope that. And again, I guess it's a low risk because now with the you had the blister flare up over the weekend. It could also keep him off the mound for a little bit. And you've typically seen even with one start, it's really hard to get on a Bull or Bear list with limited appearances. So. Holding Max Fried and holding Juan Soto. All righty, Joe, let's head over to you. Let's see what you got here.
Right. So I got Juan Soto, who's keep going up. I did lose a little bit with Mr. Vientos.
You lost a little
on Vientos. Huh? And I got Pete, who's been, okay. And so let me see. If I sold Vientos, I'd be at 54.
Right.
Let me see the lows on here.
Take a look at the lows. Pull the full screen up here. Starts all the way at the end with Oswald Peraza at 14.4. It goes all the way up to
actually, you know what? Let me sell Vientos.
All right, so you're at 54.
I think he's gonna have a hot streak. This guy's gonna have to be pump and dump here, for lack of a better term. But let's
clearly
buy Giancarlo Stanton.
Oh,
let's buy Giancarlo for an even 50, and let's hope Giancarlo rips off 5 dingers in a week and gets on this Bulls list, and then we can quick sell him. Pay the taxes on that, and we'll go from there.
All right. So with that, Joe, you're going to be rocking with Pete Soto and Giancarlo Stanton for your investments here. You are holding Soto and Alonso, I would assume.
Yes, I'm holding them.
So Giancarlo Stanton now joins the fold. A lot of home runs there with the 3 picks that Joe pulled out. That's a good pick there, Joe. I like that. I might actually have to end up taking that myself. All right, let's throw it over. Actually, we'll throw it to Tom because we already know what Tom's doing. Yep, he's holding Aaron Judge. He already said it earlier on the show. Judge went up from 189 to 283.5, leaving him with still the 12 ESP bucks that he just been sitting there for weeks and weeks. But yes, he's up to 283.5. He doesn't want to reinvest, so Tom is holding on to Aaron Judge. And now finally, my side, Francisco Lindor, he remained at the 76.05 valuation as Ben Rice for 25. Soto, of course, I gained 107.25, and just like everybody else, I'll be continuing to hold Soto. I do want to hold Lindor, boys. I still want to see Lindor through. I feel like that Bulls list appearance is coming real soon, but I will be selling Ben Rice. Ben Rice, add that to my 18.95 ESP bucks, and let's take a look back at what we have here in the so let's see, 43.95. There was a guy I really wanted to make an investment on weeks ago, and I didn't pull the trigger, and he almost made the Bulls list. You know what? This time, I think he's going to make the Bulls list. I'm going to go Jason Dominguez here. I'm going Jason Dominguez. So I'll roll with Dominguez, who is at 40. So that takes me down to 395 left in my bank. So I'm going Dominguez, Lindor, and Soto for my trading floor there, gentlemen. And that is it. That is our New York Strike Exchange. And with just about 70 people here who tuned in during the Home Run Derby, we thank you so much for tuning in. I know it's a lot of fun watching the Derby. I hope we were equally as fun with our Sluggers draft, our New York Strike Exchange, and everything we brought to the table. Shout out to Tom from afar. Shout out to the dads, by the way. Tom, the two-time dad, Joe, one-time father. We got the appearances from the babies today. It was great. We were talking Sluggers. My fucking team sucks. I also need some damn sleep because I went to a Sunday wedding last night, so I'm shot. But yeah, but it was a lot of fun, and let the fun keep on going with the All-Star game tomorrow. Let's wrap this thing up. Before we do that, make sure to tune in next Monday. Next Monday, July 21st, 8 p.m. Eastern time, as we bring back a fun one for this time of the year. We always like to go through our mock trades. So Corey, Joe, Tom, and I will come up with 2 mock trades for each of our favorite teams of what we would like to realistically see our team try to pull up.
I love it.
July 31st deadline. Let's do it. Let's wrap this thing up. 9:17 p.m. on the East Coast. Again, thank you all for joining us. Joe, take it away, and then Corey for the wrap.
Yeah, I'm just going to go watch the Home Run Derby with a nice beer in my hand. So beers, bombs, 2 of my favorite things that start with B.
Yeah, listen, I echo it. It's a fun week, All-Star week. Again, just crazy. We're in the middle of July already. It's kind of disgusting how fast it went. But happy to be doing the show with you guys. Happy for everyone tuning in. And looking forward to the second half of Season 3. So a lot more excitement to continue later this year. Until next time, take care.